What's your suggestion to those sitting here, many mid-level senior executives, in terms of how they prepare for the next 10, if their career runways are still 10, 15 years, how do they prepare? Because a lot of what would have earlier been done either by them or by people around them can now be done at the snap of a finger by machines.
So I think the phrase to think about here is busyness with a Y instead of an I. If look at your own jobs and ask what are those tasks that keep you busy doing things that are non-value add. And if those tasks are things that are the ones that you use to justify your existence, you will be history. And so what you need to do is whenever there is a busyness with a Y there, asking how a machine can help you manage that. And then with the time that's available, where can you add true value where machines can't really do them or do things on their own is the way to go. We all, if we were to do an audit of our work, myself included, it's in the 50, 60, 70% of our time is spent doing things that we should not be doing. Let machines do that. Don't fight the machines in those areas. But once the time is released, you better figure out how you want to use it, which means you need to use your intellect to do other things. So how can I then use machines to make better decisions is the way to think about it. So stepwise, first of all, think about it. What happened when the internet first came along? Let's take an example. Travel agents. When bookings went online, a lot of travel agents lost their jobs or their careers, or the entire industry collapsed. But has the travel agency gone away as a business? No, it's come back with a bang, because they came back by saying, well, bookings are no longer going to be what we focus on. We're going to focus on curating trips. And so they brought new value, and today that industry is more vibrant than ever before, because humans want that the curation of trips. But now they're facing another existential crisis. Well, just on the press of a button, an AI system can generate a better curated trip for you in any part of the world than anybody else can. Because remember again, the AI is relying on past experiences of others. It's picking up on that, condensing it, finding patterns and providing an answer. So that industry is facing an existential issue again. So they need to move to the next level. And that's happening to all of us. We have to accept that the routine tasks in our jobs are going to be done better by machines, which means we need to focus on where we can truly create value, which might mean in many cases in this room we need to pick up new skill sets. And that's how we stay ahead. I don't see that as an easy task, but I don't see that as something that we can avoid either. So the smarter we get in trying to stay ahead of machines, the better it is. Let's not fight them, let's leverage the power of machines.
So let's spend some time on this, because you make this point in your writings as well, that people in C-suite positions or in keyboard positions who can potentially be enablers of the use of artificial intelligence can also be roadblocks, because they simply don't understand enough about the technology and therefore could be taking the wrong decisions. But the reality of the corporate world is that they're in the position that they are at this moment till the time their jobs and their companies get disrupted. How should they prepare, potentially having, say, collaborators or bringing in experts, younger experts, etc., to be able to ensure that they stay in their jobs, continue to power the growth that the company requires, and yet don't have a situation where their companies and they themselves get disrupted by younger, hungrier, more tech-savvy challengers?
There are many ways, but I'll just pick on one because I found that to be very compelling. And I saw that in the Tata Steel, when I wrote a case on Tata Steel, is reverse mentoring is a very powerful way to bring the digital world to your senior leaders very quickly. It's also a very powerful way to let the current generation recognize what it takes to be a leader. I hear a lot of people say that the new generation is impatient, they want to be CEOs on day one, and they just don't want to believe in this, put in your time before you get to where you need to be. And so one way to manage this is expose people to the next generation by creating channels of communication between the two on a one-to-one basis rather than, just a community program. So that's one model that really has worked with firms that I've seen trying to get their leaders more savvy with current worlds.
Professor Das, we're out of time in this conversation, but it's been an absolute delight. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Can we have a very warm round of applause for Professor Narayandas for taking out time and joining us here at this Congress. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you.